Hello and welcome to ReCall The Midwife. We are a fan podcast where we watch an episode of Call The Midwife and talk about it. Today we are talking about Series 12, Episode 8. I'm Alex.
I'm Becky.
I'm Jen. A reminder that this week's episode deals with a traumatic birth and a fatal car accident, so if those topics are ones you prefer to skip this time, we understand and hope you join us for the next one. This episode focuses on Trixie and Matthew's wedding day, which is marred by both minor and major disasters, including a horrific car crash where Dr. Turner must perform an emergency perimortem cesarean section. At the same time, Sister Julienne devises a plan to save Nonnatus House from closure. That's all I got, but...
It was the big
It
wedding.
kind of covers it, I think, mostly.
Alex, have you noticed I tricked you into doing the opening?
No.
Because I wasn't doing the synopsis, so I should have done the opening.
Oh, yeah.
And then you were like, so I'm doing the opening. And I was like, yep.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's fine. I don't mind doing it.
It's
What
like
you,
four
and what
extra
you
words.
call professional. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Now, why do we think that Trixie's wedding wasn't the Christmas special?
I think something's going to happen at the Christmas special.
I
I can't remember what does happen, but yeah.
Well, put a pin in that because we'll know for the next time.
Yeah, we will. We'll talk about this on the next episode. We've all just sat and discussed whether Colette's nosebleeds are foreshadowing some sort of illness, but we've all watched ahead, so we should know.
But we've all been saying we can't remember what flaming happens in these because we
I
haven't kept
know.
rewatching.
And
I cannot remember.
I was traumatized by this episode.
Oh my God. I have been
You were?
all of us, I have been wondering about this scenario for a while, and I'm like, when is that going to happen? When is that going to happen? When is it going to happen? And then it happened today as I was watching, and I thought, and I just was, and it totally caught me off guard. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh,
I really loved this episode.
Tragic.
Well, loved is a strong word. I did like it though, but obviously the wedding. But it was one of them another annoying episodes where the writers just interweave everything together and we can't get full different storylines.
No, I was just looking. I was like, who should we talk about first? Should we talk about Estelle Hopkins and her husband Tony? But he's the chimney sweep who does the good luck kiss for Trixie on her wedding day.
That seems to be more of a thing in the
Is that still a
80s.
tradition in the UK?
Yeah, my auntie, when I was bridesmaid, people used to, it was in the 80s, they used to have like tatty little things people buy from shops and stuff, but she had a chimney sweep one and like thing they give you for good luck and stuff, and you're supposed to put it
but
under your
not a
dress.
physical chimney sweep.
Yeah, but that's if there was a physical, they used to have physical chimney sweeps turn up at weddings.
Oh yeah, I know, but not in the 80s.
No, I know it. Yeah, in the 80s. I've seen it in the 80s. Used to do it at our church down the road.
I don't know. I don't know that it's ever been a thing in the US.
I mean,
maybe
Becky
it has.
thinks I made up about bloody Eddie Stobart giving degrees out, so you know.
I've never seen any evidence of that.
Well, I will say, to me, the chimney sweep couple did not seem like a big deal. It just seemed like we're just adding, you know what I mean? It was kind of one of those.
Well, I think they're supposed to be, they had a baby girl who was healthy.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was to contrast Lizzie.
Oh, do you know?
No.
I just thought it was to put the chimney sweep at Trixie's wedding. That's really what it all
I mean, I
felt
really
like
liked their birth, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, didn't Phyllis end up giving birth to it because Trixie was off because of the wedding?
We shouldn't give birth to it, but yeah, she was there doing the birth, and it was she was working through the night before the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was up all night. And I liked it when she held the baby up and he just went, she's massive.
And she was like, you don't need to tell me that.
Oh my
She
gosh.
pushed it out. It was massive as well, to be fair. It was really cute.
Very, very cute, baby.
Where do we start? I want to shout out. So Fred's messing with some fireworks.
In the house with a hairdryer.
Left over, I assume, from bonfire night, because we're now at the
sparks only got to come off an old hairdryer. Like, this is a 1960s. It's not like, modern day appliances. The sparks just got to happen, and that whole flat's ignited.
I wonder if fireworks are any safer now than they were then.
I'm going to guess so.
I don't know. Surely
they have to be at least a little bit safer. But the thing is, I think fireworks are notoriously very dangerous, and that's why a lot of states think they're illegal to buy and sell them. And I think that's why a lot of people
illegal.
I think that's why we see all the warnings about in the United States. There's a bunch of states where they're illegal. Yeah, like when I lived in North Carolina.
What, illegal? Full stop.
Yeah,
you can't. Well, I mean, you can't buy them and sell them in North Carolina,
but you can buy them for July the 4th.
Well, yeah, but you can't. But I mean, that you can't sell them in North Carolina. Like we lived near the border, and so if you traveled into South Carolina, you can buy fireworks in South Carolina, and then obviously you can drive them back across to North Carolina and everything like that. But
Alex is shook.
I am shook.
Yeah,
that's amazing. There's some things that's dry in America. I've been to America, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's dry here," And we were like, you what? And they was like, yeah, you can't buy like any alcohol for like.
Yeah, but that's like in America, you have to drink, you put alcohol in brown bags.
No,
there's a lot of laws about
places that are dry.
Completely. I know what that means, but I'm saying as well as that.
Oh, right. Becky's very contrary today.
Well, like in North Carolina, there's a law about like you can sell beer and wine in the grocery store, but you can't sell hard spirits. So they have like a state-run liquor store called the APC store, which is where you go to get like all your hard spirits and things like that, and liquors and everything. And I think they do also sell like
here, literally, you can get it at like 25 stores, like everywhere, like newsagents. Yeah.
I remember when we came to New York to visit you, and we went somewhere for dinner where we had to bring our own wine, and then we went to a liquor shop, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. I remember that, yeah.
And then they put them in brown bags.
Yeah.
Becky's obsessed with brown bags.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of laws about like open containers and things like that as well. So like you can drink, but you just can't. It can't be like obvious that you're drinking like an alcohol.
Yeah, you can buy guns.
Or maybe you can't drink, and so you have to.
You can buy guns, but don't show that you're drinking alcohol.
There's a lot of stuff about America that's very confusing if you think about it. Yeah.
Anyway, so Fred's on the firework push. I did love when we're getting ahead of ourselves. I loved when him and Cyril and Reggie set off the fireworks as Trixie was leaving.
Oh, that was cute.
I know. That was really sweet.
The reason I started on this was because then Violet was getting tense about the wedding, and Fred says to her, I thought women loved weddings, don't they? And it was when Violet said to him, women don't like weddings, they run weddings. It's not the same at all.
Oh,
that applies to life, Violet. That applies to life.
Like truth bomb right there. She really dropped a truth bomb right there. Yeah, absolutely. She's like, listen, we're the managers of everything.
Jeffrey alert, Jeffrey turning up. Even the mere net, right? So there was loads of parcels turning up for the wedding and stuff. And then they started going on about the Aylward family tiara. Ignore that. Then there was Nurse Kramer's like, Jeffrey's been on the phone. And I was like, yes! It's just already the mere mention of him. And then he came in with the dress for her, with her dress from the couturier.
Now, because he lives in
Malta.
And he's a chiropractor or like an osteopath?
Osteopath. My mum lived in Malta as a child.
Did she?
Oh.
Why?
Because my granddad was in the Navy.
Oh, did not know.
And it was in the era when Prince Philip and the Queen lived there.
Oh.
And my grandma got stuck in a doorway with Lord Mountbatten.
Is that in a what do you mean stuck in a doorway?
Like
he made her stuck he made her
Yeah, they got wedged in a doorway. I don't know if it was a narrow doorway. He made a shipping joke. He was like, you go starboard, I'll go.
Oh, I thought he was being a bit creepy.
I know.
Oh, I would be like,
such a Prince Andrews there on top.
I don't call him like, is Duke of York anymore.
Is that left or right? I don't know where I'm going.
Anyway, that was a little by the by. But they mention Ronald.
Yes.
They never say why Ronald's not. So Ronald's been invited to the stag do.
Well, he's completely devoid of charm. That's like that, and that's being kind.
Well, and Jeffrey was making me laugh because he was talking about, what are we going to do for the hen night? And then they're like, oh, well, I don't know, but Matthew's having like a gentleman's dinner. He's like, oh, I know, I've been invited to it. I don't want to go. And I just thought, oh my God, like.
But I love Jeffrey in my life.
Oh, I love Jeffrey. They never explain why Ronald's not come to the wedding.
Well, I think he has, hasn't he? I think they just don't show him because he's going to the stag do. He'll obviously be at the wedding if Ronald's been invited to the stag do. So
he really is devoid of charm.
Yeah.
Jenn's frozen.
So. Jenn's frozen. Is she going to stay frozen? That was quite the look.
She's stuck. This is a long freeze.
This is a long freeze. This is like the big freeze.
How are we going to keep this in?
She's just going to have us on. Oh, here she is.
Are you back?
I'm back. I don't know what happened. I was talking and you both just totally froze.
No, you were like froze on us and we did a joke about the big freeze.
Oh God. Okay. Well,
right. So what did you start with then?
We were talking about Ronald.
Oh, I said, well, but that was the thing that was hilarious was that Jeffrey was sat there. He came down and they said something. He's like, what are we going to do for the hen do? And they were like, oh, we don't really know. We haven't figured it out. But then Phyllis says, well, Matthew's having a gentleman's dinner at the club. And he was like, oh, I know I've been invited. And he really doesn't want to go. But then, they pivot. But I was just wondering, like, can we talk about some of the sad stuff instead of the wedding? Because I feel like at least the wedding is like happy. And I just wonder if maybe we can.
So I feel like this is a scattergun approach. Nancy, we discover, has applied for a job at Nethertditch Hospital, which is a cottage hospital outside of London.
Yes.
It comes with a 2-bed house rent-free, which is why she's applied, because she thinks that her and Colette can live together.
The thing is, though, it doesn't make much sense because how is she going to get her to school and pick her up from school if she's working nurse hours? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, do you think Colette would just walk to and from school?
I don't know. I don't know how far it'll be. Like, when she said in the country, it made me think, well, how close is the school?
I think they would just walk to and from school.
But the way that it got me, but also she's on her own. Like, it's not like she's going to be able to care for Colette like she does now with meals and stuff. I just thought it was a bit naive.
I just think, because she's thinking that Nonnatus House is most likely going to close. Like, the future of Nonnatus House feels very uncertain. So and I think she's right to think long game.
She is, but the way she said to Sister Julienne, well, you might not be here anyway, was a bit.
It was so like even like Sister Julienne was like,
nose.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was very, like, she's so blunt in a way that's like, oh gosh, like, you
know
really...
what else was blunt, though? When Nurse Crane and Sister Julienne were talking about this situation later, Sister Julienne was like, if Nurse Corrigan chooses to leave us, she can be replaced. Like, what? Nurse Crane was surprisingly upset. Like, she just basically started crying, saying they all leave us.
Well, she was very blunt when she said that, but later she does change her tune.
She did. But I just thought I have to mention that because I was a bit like, oh. And then Nurse Crane was like, oh, do you suppose this is how people feel about their children? And then Sister Julienne was like, I don't know, I feel it too.
So this is where I think we need to come on to that later.
Yeah.
Come on to what later?
What the whole scene with Phyllis, because I really felt strongly about that.
Oh, okay.
Shall I set the scene about Lizzie?
Yeah.
So Lizzie, we meet her as Lizzie Butler. She's literally just got married, shotgun wedding. She bursts into the clinic doing the conga.
I mean, who wouldn't do that? Who doesn't think after a wedding, do you know what, guys? Let's go to clinic. Everyone, all of us.
Yeah.
In a conga.
I mean, different times.
Let's just pop in for like a pelvic exam and then just pop out to the pub so that we can have a drink before.
Clinic, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's married Arnold. They're expecting their first baby. It's the first grandchild on both sides. So Arnold is Arnold from Hong Kong?
He's Chinese. They do say he's Chinese. I don't know if they say Hong Kong or Sheila just says, "Oh, we've been fostering a little girl." Yeah, because I think
Sheila was
and then it's like,
So she does feel an affinity to Sheila because obviously Sheila's got May.
Can I just say on this scene really quick, Sheila is like a minor bird this episode. She remembers everything Lizzie Hughes ever said to her, but carry on.
Like to a shocking level. Yes, yeah. I agree with you.
So she was Miss Lizzie Butler. She's now Lizzie Yu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's got warring mother-in-laws because, although I didn't think they were that warring.
I think they were just wearing her down a bit because they're both trying to compete and like, it's like the old Chinese way versus the old British way. And which one's it? Like she's like, she needs to have a Chinese name. She's gonna have a Chinese surname. She was like, well, that's exactly why she doesn't have a British name. It just must be quite annoying when you're that pregnant and just hormonal and a bit worried about giving birth because it's your first anyway. And you've got them two just nattering on constantly,
banging on.
Yeah.
So Sheila does say to Lizzie, like, the minute you feel a twinge, come along to the maternity home.
Yeah.
You can have a lovely, peaceful time.
She was great about it, but also
Sheila
what did
was
Lizzie
amazing.
say to Sheila about what she wanted the baby to look like?
She wanted her to have lots of hair.
Yeah, lots of black hair.
Eyes like sixpence. Eyes like pennies.
Eyes like pennies, just like Arnold.
Yeah, not sixpence. What does sixpence look like?
No idea. What do eyes like pennies look like? To be fair, like what?
What you guys? Your pennies are copper, like our pennies are copper colored.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I think that's what she was going for.
Oh, right.
Like a goldeny brown, yeah.
Well, good job you're here because I could not make that out head and tail.
Oh. At least that's what I thought it was. I thought she was talking about the color of the eyes.
The name of the Chinese that the Turners had been to was called Peking Fountain, and I found that amazing. Like, that sounds gorgeous. Peking Fountain.
So, right, we should set the scene. Phyllis is round at Sheila's because everything's going wrong with... do we need to talk about the tiara quickly?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I think we should do the bit of the wedding first.
So Trixie has basically made a tiara out of Lego or something. I thought it was her wedding morning when she woke up and she put that on. I was like, is that the tiara?
See, I thought it was something that Colette had done for her.
But she's basically been practicing her hair with this tiara. So she's waiting for the Aylward family tiara to be, which she's never seen what it looks like.
Yeah.
This was crazy to me.
She just knows it's got sapphires in it. And
yes.
when Matthew goes to collect the tiara, it's been sold so that they could go on a cruise.
For his dad to recover or something. It was weird.
But I have to say, who needs to, you don't need a family tiara.
No.
But wait a minute, I think I might have missed something. Are we pivoting to Trixie's wedding, or are we just kind of talking about the episode chronologically as it goes from start to finish?
I think we're kind of pivoting.
We're flitting about all over the place.
Okay.
We're talking about the tiara at the minute.
Yes. So Trixie has like a makeshift one that she tries on with Nancy, and then that's when she explains why it's so important, because it's her something borrowed, something blue, and something old. Yeah.
So Matthew's like, oh, we don't have it actually. Now, I'd be pissed off with Matthew because I would have checked. Or by now, though, I'd have wanted to see it well before now if I'm basing my outfit around it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then she's annoyed, but then he's like annoyed because he's like, well, hang on, it's not all about money, you know. And she's like, it wasn't about the bloody money. It was about this flaming tiara that was supposed to be blah, blah, blah. So I can see where they're both coming from, if I'm honest, because it's a stressful time.
Yeah.
And this is the start of Matthew being a bit aggy.
Well, also, I thought it was a bit sketchy. Like, oh, they sold it. Oh, right. Well, maybe that's something you could have divulged to me before that was something quite important for the wedding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I will say, like, I found it, I could see Trixie's point of view, and I have something to say about it later when we get to the health farm, but I did feel like it was kind of, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was right that she was so upset about it and yelling at him about it the way that the conversation played out. Like, I felt like she was like, she just seemed like, I don't know. She was so, what am I trying to say? She was so upset that it was gone, but then when he was explaining why it was gone or what happened or what was going on, she seemed to have so little compassion for it. And then she just was so mad that they had made a decision about an asset of theirs and what they wanted to do with it. And it's like, well, ma'am, this is not yours. This is not your family's thing. Like, you were never involved with this thing that they had, you know, and now you're getting mad because you know, like, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of wrong of her to be so upset in that moment. And then when he got out of the car because he was mad, she was like, well, don't think you're, you know, storming off to here. Like, I'm going inside, like, find somewhere else. And he was, I mean, they both apologized to each other, but I just felt like she was like, to me, she was in the wrong a little bit more than him, I thought.
Yeah, I could see they were both in the wrong, but also both in the right in a way. Like, I think she was more just frustrated at him for the timing of it rather than the actual.
Yeah, because it wasn't a problem that there wasn't a tiara. Because as she says, if she'd have known, she would have had something made at the same time as the wedding dress was being made. Would have had like a pillbox. She does say actually that she would have had a pillbox hat made. Which cut to.
Then she does.
Sheila and Phyllis make her a pillbox hat so she gets a little bit of extra fabric with her wedding dress. So they make her a pillbox hat, seemingly out of greaseproof paper, which is what Sheila was cutting up.
Well, but wait a minute. So do
you reckon it's the same greaseproof paper that Jojo had in his house?
Yes.
Yes. But wait, so let's not jump like quite ahead because they both like pop off. They're both yelling at each other. They're both really, really mad. And then Matthew is kind of like, Matthew and Cyril were talking. I love when men talk to each other on the show because I mean we get women talking on the show all the time, which I really love.
Well, hang on, why were they talking though, Jen? Why was Cyril there?
Oh, because he's working in the garden.
He was getting in the garden to get carrots to make soup for people in the hostel. Oh. Again, what an altruistic, beautiful move.
Oh my God, I know. It was so, he's so giving. But Matthew was like, oh, what are you doing here? You know, and he was like, well, I'm just doing this because of the, you know, like he said, making the soup and everything like that. He's like, this is really all Fred or whatever. But then they both just sit down and like talk like guy to guy. And it was really sweet. And Matthew was, you know, recognized that he, you know, was out of line and he wanted to make it right. And he's not worried about marrying Trixie, but he's kind of has some nerves about, you know, these different things with life and stuff and all that, you know, the wedding and everything. It was a lovely chat. It was really nice. And then Trixie felt bad on her side.
What did Cyril say? He was like, never lose sight of the love. Love will carry you all the way, wherever you are going. And I thought, oh, bless you, poor Cyril.
Didn't he say something like the love is what led you here or something?
Yeah. We'll never lose sight of it, yeah.
There's a lot of following love in this episode.
There was.
Yeah, love is the light of the life. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, as you say, Trixie and Matthew then make up on the phone, which I really like the way they were both like, sorry. But then he used the word punctiliously, like punctiliously. Like, what? What even is that word?
But you know,
punctiliously speaking, what?
Whenever I see Matthew with his rattan headboard, I know it's of the time, but I just don't think he would have that.
Yeah, but maybe Fiona was just fashion forward with headboards.
Maybe.
Well, that's very.
Well, he should change that then if he's getting married.
Well, Trixie's going to change a lot of things when she gets in there. I can tell you that much. We all remember that.
Well, can we also just talk about Trixie's hen do really quick? Jeffrey's sorting out about Health Farm.
Oh, wait a minute.
No.
So he literally, so Trixie is absolutely bugging out. Like she's now like losing the plot every single day.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've got to do something for her, but also like let's ship her off to a health farm, which I didn't connect the dots until I saw what they did, and I was like, oh, you're talking about a spa, like a day spa, basically.
No.
And so what do you mean?
What?
No.
We can't talk about this because the reason we were talking about them making the pillbox hat is so that we could talk about Lizzie and Arnold bringing the takeaway to the Turners.
Oh, the
Right, go on
dad's
then.
restaurant, the Chinese food?
Yeah, so when they were at clinic, Sheila was talking to Lizzie about how the fact, like they were talking about May and how the fact that they go to the Chinese restaurant. So then they obviously said that what's Arnold's dad's restaurant called?
Don't know. It wasn't Peking Fountain.
So anyway, they bring takeaway food. I've never seen Dr. Turner so excited. We bounded down the stairs.
Do you know what else annoyed me though? All the Turner kids being like well excited. Not a cat's chance in hell they wouldn't have all turned their noses up at that.
Yeah.
I mean, some kids will have Chinese. My kid, she'll have a bit of it. She's just so fussy. I'm like, no.
But why? Because she just doesn't know Chinese food?
Well, she does a bit, but she's honestly. The other day, I've had a bit of a thing. We had tears this weekend because I'm like, you're eating this. She had super noodles, right? Super noodles and hot dogs, which is the most unhealthy dinner, which is what we're getting to. It's ridiculous now. So I'm like, this is. And she asked if the super noodles were touching the hot dog, and I was like, right, this is stopping now. You are 8. This is ridiculous. My point being, the Turner kids, loads of them would just be like, oh, I'm not eating that. I hate it. It drives me mad, fussy eating. And she's fussy.
What hot dogs did you have? Proper Frankfurters?
Yeah.
We had hot dogs when they were at my house last, and my niece isn't allowed them because my sister-in-law disapproves of the meat.
Oh, for goodness
These
sakes.
were German ones from Aldi. It's good quality meat.
But wait a minute. So is Bob's like I only eat 3 foods kind of a kid now? Is that
No, she does eat loads of veg and stuff, and she eats like loads of different pasta and pesto and parmesan and all this stuff. She does eat.
As long as it touches.
Well, yeah, exactly. No, exactly. None of it. I was like, what? So today she's had a roast dinner, absolutely fine. But we did a stir fry, and she was like, "This vegetable's touching." I'm like, "Get it down, yeah." And she cried.
Well, you know, my mom.
But she ate it. I will say, can I just say, we sat at that table and she ate it all.
No, that's good. That's good. I mean,
she cried,
in our house, I was never a picky eater, which will be no surprise to either one of you. My sister was much more of one, but not that bad. But but my mom's thing was, I made one dinner. This is the food that's coming out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
If you don't want to eat it, you don't have to eat it. But there is no other food that's coming out of the kitchen. Like we're not doing anything else. Like if you don't want to eat it, that's your choice. Like you decide. But then that's it.
What I want to be.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not doing anything else. I'm not doing nothing. No. So she's like, up to you. But like, I'm not. You know. And
well,
so
them Turner kids, they were loving that Chinese as if.
Yeah.
Now this is where.
Well, but Sheila did say we went to Peking Fantasy.
Peking Fantasy.
And she's like, they loved it. And then it was weird to me. Like, I don't know what to think about it. She was like, May really loved it, like, most of all. And I was like, well, wait a minute. May doesn't really remember.
No.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, as far as May's concerned, she's as British as the other two. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
I don't know why. Like, it was
Lizzie,
weird to me
when she came round for Chinese, for some reason, said to Sheila, while they were just dropping off a Chinese, if you go where love is, that's where life is. I thought,
like, Lizzie, why would you say that?
At someone's house and says, if you go where love is, that's where life is.
Well, it's like, well, that's very nice, but sweetie, are you okay? Like, what's like, why are you dropping these like really cryptic?
I mean, that's a clue in a show, in a soap or something. If you're saying lines like that to people, just while dropping off Chinese,
absolutely,
you're gonna cark it.
So we just Oh, spoiler. We've just set the scene that they've shared a Chinese meal.
Yeah.
Well, they just brought it round, really, but yeah.
Yeah, but it seemed like they didn't just drop it off and go. It seemed like they were digging in.
Oh, I thought they dropped it off and going. Then that's why I thought it was so weird. She was like, if you go where love is, that's where life is.
I don't think they were gonna like sit there and eat it with them. Like I'm not, that doesn't make sense to me. No. I thought they would just doing it to be nice and like promote the dad's
stopped in
restaurant.
and Nurse Crane and Sheila were doing it and she said sewn with love, which again is what Sheila does when she sews. She sews it with love.
Oh yeah.
It does, yeah. Well, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the pillbox hat now?
Well, no, the scraps of fabric.
What scraps?
You know, there's like a blue from her nurse's uniform. What else was there blue from?
So we're jumping back to the health farm one now.
Yeah, can we talk about the health farm now?
No, because they were making it as they were getting the Chinese, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't see them drop off the Chinese, so that was a deleted scene for me. Okay, I'm with you.
You missed that poignant line.
I know, I did miss it. I mean, I just thought honestly when Sheila said that at the end, I just thought that she had said it at the beginning of the episode and I just hadn't really been paying like 100% attention and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, it does seem like something she would say." So I guess I just missed that and I didn't realize, but okay. Yeah.
Now can we talk about health farm?
Yes, let's talk about health farm. So
Becky's been really strict today. I loved the health farm so much. I really want to do that, guys. Can we do it?
Yes,
when you're over, Jen, we're doing it. And Miss Higgins exercising, the noise she made was absolutely lols.
What will we do? Get people out to do pedicures? Are we going to do pedicures ourselves?
No, we have to get professionals.
I don't want to touch anyone's feet.
I'm not touching. I don't want anybody. I don't want to touch anyone's feet. I don't want anyone to touch my feet. I just want a professional.
I thought we'd just do our own, but okay.
No one's going to do it good if you have to do no.
I'm not doing your feet. No offense.
I wouldn't want you to. I wouldn't want anyone to do my feet.
I'm talking to Bex because she's the one who wants us to do it.
Oh
no, I just thought we'd do our own feet.
Oh,
no, that's not relaxing at all, Bex. No. The point of like the relaxation is that you go and you're pampered. That's what the point of it is.
Yeah.
But if we want to do that, we have to get people in.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's extra luxurious right there. That's why it's so nice.
Yeah. Christ. Do you want to put them in the buff as well?
The thing is, it's so wonderful because mate. It was like they
Bob's
put together.
Love it when a butler in the buff comes in.
Oh my god, she would.
She's gonna be there. Actually, no,
she's gonna be there.
Would be good. That would be good, yeah.
She'll get shipped off to somewhere. But no, like when they walked all down the stairs, they all had their matching robes, and they made the little sign that said Health Farm, which is, like we said, like really like a spa.
Think they're not gonna have matching robes.
No, I did think that was very out of budget for. Although to be fair, maybe Jeffrey treated them.
See, with his Malta money.
Maybe, or maybe Matt, like, I don't know, maybe
he's a multi-millionaire.
Well, the thing is, if like they also had those two manicurists that were dressed identical, which I thought was so chic and like gorgeous, and I thought clearly this is somebody who has cash to spend on this because
Matthew's money. You're right.
Yeah, because I mean they clearly booked them in for hours. You know what I'm saying? Because like Trixie was getting a pedicure, but I'm sure like the other ladies got some kind of nice little pampering thing or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe other people got like a manicure or whatever. They all had the cucumbers on their eyes and stuff like that. It would just look so like nice and fun. I thought that would always be my ideal bachelorette hen do if I.
And then they gave her those really meaningful gifts, which was the stitched with
love.
Oh
my god!
Borrowed handkerchief from Miss Higgins, the blue old uniforms and Sister's Habit, and obviously the pillbox hat, which was really, really lovely.
Girls, wait, I have to say this. So here's what I honestly, I was so touched at that scene and I just thought to myself, and then Trixie was really touched and they gave her the blue to like sew into her wedding dress and everything. And I thought this is what female friendship is all about. And like, it's about so many things, obviously. But this scene to me was so amazing because even when you are so upset about something that really is honestly like so stupid, like all your girlfriends will think it's equally as important as you and take it as seriously as you. And then they will help you fix it with as much earnestness as you would want them to do it with. And then when they show you that you're not crazy by like matching your energy and then like the love that you get from that is the magic of female friendship. And I just loved it. I thought it was so sweet. And I absolutely was like sobbing when they were giving her the card and like they thought of everything. And it was just so sweet.
It was amazing. And I loved the way Jeffrey was squeezing orange juice in the kitchen with Sister Veronica as well. I just loved it.
Well, I loved his like virgin Bellinis and everything.
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
so respectful about Trixie not drinking and all of it. It was just really nice.
Now, who turns up then? What we're in this storyline? Who turns up? Matthew with a surprise.
Oh, I didn't see this. What did he do?
He brought the tiara.
Oh, that's right. Well, he wants to speak to Sister Julienne first, and she's like, "Oh, why?" But it's really for a good reason. And then he has that box, and the box has the tiara in it. Yeah.
Which they open.
And they both hate.
Which, again, why did she not see it beforehand?
Yeah.
And also, like, why did you make such a big fuss over it?
But it's also
then?
the way he was like,
It's crazy.
It reminds me of my Granny Maud. I think that she made a bit of a fuss about it because his grandma wore it, she wore it, so I think she felt like she would have to wear it to be part of like the lady. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the family tiara.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, without more context, it's hard to know why this thing became like such a huge.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we
Like-
know why. It's just to show that actually modern things are great and their friends were there for her and everything was great because they both hate it and they're like, great. I don't know what they do with it then, like sell it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's my thing, is that like he clearly has to go back. But here's what I also didn't understand. Do you think that he bought that off of the person who bought it from his mother, or do you think he just
I thought he
went
just
and
borrowed
asked a
it.
favor? Yeah, okay, this is my question.
But I thought he bought it, but fine.
No, because I think the cracks are already starting to show money-wise.
You think so?
Yeah,
But that's
because
why I thought that shows a crack, like he's just spending money like water.
No, because when they were having that argument in the car about money and the tiara being sold, Trixie says to him, like, because he says it like, would you have deprived him of the holiday? And she's like, well, surely they could have had their holiday as well. Like, they could have just gone on holiday.
Yeah.
Which
And
I
he
thought that's
says,
pretty rich of her to have said that, to be
Yeah, I
honest
thought that
with
was
you.
weird. Yeah.
and he says, well, perhaps things weren't as liquid as they might have been.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
So I don't think he had the money to just go and buy the tiara. I think he's just called in a favor and borrowed it.
Well, it would make sense that he borrowed it, especially if he's gonna.
And I would just lend it if I'd bought it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, especially if I mean, like, listen.
Especially to the original people who had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially if he comes in with like this like really like cutie romantic story about like, hi, listen, like my future wife really wants to wear this, and like my mom, sold it to you guys to pay for this, like, because of my dad who was dying, like, I mean, he's
wonder
got a
if
whole
Fiona wore
story.
it.
That's what I thought. I've already had that thought, and I
Oh.
thought, is that
I
inappropriate?
wonder if he went to them and he was like, I don't know if you've heard, but Fiona died. And now I'm about to marry the midwife that cared for her on her deathbed.
I kind of don't see Fiona being that kind of person who would wear a
She had a
tiara.
rattan headboard, for Christ's sake.
Fiona seemed very much more like in the modern day and like kind of cool vibes.
No, she won't. No. She was absolutely not.
Why? Why not?
She worked in marketing.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
yeah,
a
she
young,
did.
hip London lady who had a
Yeah.
job.
No, I would never have called
Bit
her
of bob.
hip. No.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. That's my opinion of her. Like, she just seemed like such a cool woman. I love Fiona Elward. I thought she was awesome.
Can we talk about the last night as a bachelor girl? And so he was going to take her to Chelsea, and he was like, some girls stay true to that calling all of our lives.
I know.
And then her discussion with her brother about happiness.
Mm.
That was absolutely gorgeous. I thought it was such a lovely discussion. And Jeffrey was like, let me know when it happens, kind of thing, or let me know how it is. And I just thought, oh. And then they spoke about the child, and it was just a really moving scene, I thought. And I thought Jeffrey, considering he's a brand new character, it's a fantastic actor who just fits
it's like
right in.
Yeah. Also, we have missed the cake that they did for a clinic, at a last clinic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that scene either.
Oh, they sang like, for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow.
All the mums, new mums and stuff, or
Yeah.
expectant mums were coming in, bringing cards for her and stuff. It was lovely.
Oh, I saw the thing about the cards. Yes,
And
I
they
did see
had
that.
cake.
Oh.
And I bet that was a cracking cake.
Well, she said the buttercream was really good.
Yeah.
And
I believe it. I believe it.
While we're talking about the cake and cards, we do need to talk about the influx of presents and cards at Nonnatus House. And Phil is saying that she did recommend the purchase of a Rolodex.
yeah, because he was getting really stressed. He was like, it's too much. I can't cope.
And that's actually very sensible. When I was a child and we used to have to, I mean, now I hardly get any Christmas presents, but as a child,
That sounded so sad.
I know it is so sad.
You're like, now I hardly get any presents.
I just
The
get
thing is,
two.
Bex, out of all of us, you'd hate to get presents because you're like, I don't need that. That'll just cluttering my life up.
But anyway,
All
as a
the time.
child, I got lots of presents. And as we were opening presents, well, we opened presents one by one, which I've already discussed. But then my mum would have to, she'd have a list. Who is that from? And what have they bought you? So that you could then write your thank you notes.
Which is a very good mumming. Very good
Yeah.
for me. I
That's
struggle.
very good.
I try and do it, and then I'm like, oh, what did they get? Yeah, and then I'm just crap.
Yeah. Anyway, it was like.
Do you remember that birthday party we did for Bob's? So because of COVID, she didn't have a birthday party until she was 5. And it was like every single kid in the class had a party. She was the end of June, so it had been everyone's birthday the whole year. And Becky and her niece came up for it, and I totally forgot. It was just a local village hall. We got a DJ, invited loads of kids. It was like 70 kids there, all this. I totally forgot about the presents for her. I never thought about it. If I'd have thought about it, I'd been like, don't get us some or donate to charity or something. I had to fill the car twice with presents and drive it back to our house. It was absolutely ridiculous. We had presents coming out of our ears.
Everybody bought presents. Like everybody. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then when we got back after the party, we then began, I've never seen anything like it. So many presents. And she only opened like half of them, didn't she?
Yeah, I kept a load. And then on rainy days, kept opening more. Like, it was ridiculous.
It was just, you've never seen it. Like, she was truly living her best life.
Wow.
For about 3 years afterwards, we've still got stuff like little kits and stuff that she hasn't used.
I know. Well, anyway, you talked a lot about doing like clear outs and stuff to make sure that, you keep the
well, we're supposed to do it this weekend, but then we haven't, so I need to do that before Christmas. Anyway, that's by the by, sorry. Back to Trixie. I thought it was a bit weird they were doing it in Nonnatus House. Just because, like, it's a place where nuns are. It just seemed quite extravagant. I don't know. Is that just me? Is that me being unreasonable? Surely it would be at Matthew's house, because then it's at Matthew's house ready.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You thought it was extravagant that they were doing what at Nonnatus
having
house?
all the presents.
Yeah. Why would you not give it to Matthew, and then it's at Matthew's house, and then
because they've then got to transport it from Nonnatus house to Matthew's house.
I know, but see, this is where I feel like the whole gendered thing comes into it, because it's like women are the ones who are micromanaging all of this. Like, if they ended up at his house, it would just be like, wait, what? Like, he would just make a mess of it. Like, so I think that's what the time period we're in is calling for, because they want to like write it, they want to like organize it, and like make it a whole thing, and and there was a lot that they were transporting to like the venue from Nonnatus House. I felt like,
speaking of making things a whole thing, Mojo.
Oh, girls!
What was wrong with her?
Oh my God, she annoyed the hell out of me.
She wasn't eating. She was saying she was a little confused still, making it all about
Oh my
her.
God.
I did love Sister Veronica trying to get her to do vocal exercises to try and get her to practice this. Basically, she didn't want to do the speech that she given.
And I don't blame her.
Well, but don't agree to do it then.
I do. I blame everything for her.
Although I did really like the line, the rate with which these women marry is absurd.
I did like that. And I also like the bit where she's trying to get out of doing something, and she just said that she was utterly depleted.
Are you going to nick that?
Yeah. And it did make me think when they were in the church for the wedding and everyone was singing the hymns. At my funeral, make sure you hire a choir.
Don't need to. You got me and Babs.
No, I know, but I do want like full-hearted singing.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I do.
You won't know.
I
agree.
Will you.
Why am I dying after you? I am younger.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel that's where it's going to go.
Bex is going to be like, I'm depleted, and then she's going to pass away.
I'm going to go, I'm utterly depleted, and then just close my eyes.
And she's going to evaporate.
She's going to be like, organise the choir, and I'll be like, I'm too depleted. So should we actually talk about the wedding day, because it all kind of goes into one from the wedding day?
Oh, yes, sure. And also, I'm going to continue to moan about systematic control.
Why were the Turner kids not invited to the wedding? Jonty's there.
I don't know. Yeah, but I feel
it's like a no kids.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like kids at weddings, do they?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but no, but how many extras would there be?
I would have kids at weddings.
You would?
Are you shocked by that?
Well, I mean, a little bit, because I feel like a kid makes it a different kind of kid, not a kid, but like children make it a different kind of event, I think.
Yeah, I would just have everyone bring their kids.
Oh, okay.
She's not thinking, would she?
No, I would.
Oh, right. You just look like you were into space.
And I'd do them each a goodie bag to keep them entertained.
That's a good idea.
I just feel like you would think that kids were annoying.
No.
You say this like with such benevolence, like, no, I'm the soul of like, I'm like, no, but the thing is, people don't want kids.
Would you have kids, Jen?
I've always said like I don't want kids at wedding, but when I think of, I mean, now I don't know what I would do at this point in my life, but whenever I've thought about getting married, I've always thought that I would want like a very adult, like formal event where there's like, like, and like, especially like later in the day where I don't think kids would be suited to it. You know what I mean? Like a sit down dinner. And
I did not have kids at my wedding.
You didn't have anyone at your wedding?
Yeah.
I had lots of booze at my wedding.
No, I would have more of a daytime wedding, so kids could come to my wedding.
Oh, well, see, the other reason I've thought it would be nice to not have kids at a wedding is that it gives parents a break.
But parents can choose not to bring their kids. They can like pretend that they're not invited and bitch to somebody and be like, oh, I went over the kids.
I know,
And
but
then just ditch them on grandparents.
What
Anyway,
about
I
this?
would have
Bob's
them.
comes for the day do, and then we ditch her at night.
well, see
No,
now.
Bob's is my bridesmaid.
Yeah, but like we can ditch her at about. No, to be fair, she's 8 now. She can stay up.
She'll stay up. She'll
Yeah,
be
she can
with
stay up.
Robin.
Well, but
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a daytime wedding, it won't go that late. Or you think it will go that late?
Yeah, daytime. You've been to UK weddings, Jen?
I know, they're so long.
Yeah, they
Lasts
are.
too long. It lasts too long.
She'll be on the dance floor with us.
Yeah, she would.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a lot.
Anyway, enough of our
Colette gets a
weddings.
nosebleed. She gets a nosebleed the day of wearing a dress, and she
You
gets
knew
blood on
this
it.
was going to happen.
But
You
like,
did, but Miss Higgins, what a bloody hero! She was like, "Get some milk, that'll sort it." I was like, "Yes, Miss Higgins."
mm-hmm. Yeah. But the
I
thing
did
is,
love
like,
Nurse Higgins absolutely complaining about the abject failure of organisation.
when the flowers turned up at Nonnatus house instead of at the hotel, which I'm
Yeah.
like, that is a rookie error. Like, like, how did that even happen? You know what I mean? Like,
Then the cake turned up at Nonnatus house.
oh my God, it was a mess.
It's
I
just a
don't know. Do
comedy
you
of
think this
errors.
is Trixie with the ordering?
Well, I think it's just supposed to be like nothing's going right. I mean, it's just there's nothing going right, and then there's like just absolute schoolgirl errors going on there. Like some,
Bedlam,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Then everyone tries on the morning suits. Nothing fits.
They
I mean, why
all were
didn't they do
wrong.
that a week before?
But
Yeah.
see, here's what I didn't understand. I was like, so wait, because I thought maybe they just got mixed up because it looked like Cyril had on Reggie's, Reggie had
Yeah.
on Fred's, and Fred had on Reggie's. You know what I'm
None of
saying?
them
Like,
were really big though. Some of them were really small. None of them were really big because that's what I
well,
thought. But then they never showed
Cyril's
anyone being in a massive one.
like Cyril's fit him, but like the arms were like like a foot too short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he got it
Because he's
on,
so
but
tall, Jen.
he is so tall. He's amazingly tall. Yes.
Can I just say a really weird story, but I'm going to say it. So I
Okay.
work in an office full of boys, basically, and our roller shutter broke, and we had to get these engineers to come in, right? Now, we're all there in the office, and this guy walked in. Oh my God. He was like 6'9" at least. He had to bend out. He was absolutely gorgeous, stacked, beautiful, right? Honestly. Anyway, one of the boys who's married to a woman, got 2 kids, right? He's 46. He was like, do you sleep in grow bags? And we were like, is this what is happening here? Like, he was like properly like all giddy. And we were like, is this an awakening? He's like, I don't know. He's just so tall. That's what he kept saying.
He's like, I never thought a man could be like that.
I was like, do you want to wear him do you want him to wear you like a backpack? And he was like, yeah.
No, it's like that line from Bridesmaids where Melissa McCarthy goes up to that really tall man and she's like, I'm gonna climb you like a tree.
Yeah. I said that line to him as well. I was like, do you want him climbing like a tree? But yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. Like it was just really weird. Anyway, sorry, get back to this.
Wow, maybe this is like a new like event in his life that like is gonna make him think differently about everything.
He was just so excited, and then he kept saying to him, he's challenging you to a fight to like a smaller guy in the office. Like saying that the guy in the office was challenging him to a fight is like a joke. It was really weird how giddy he got. Anyway,
6'9", that is
oh my
really...
God. It was absolutely it was an awakening for me, let alone him. So and he fixed the shutter. So
wow.
Anyway,
Tall
so
and
Mojo in this
handy.
time, yeah.
Mm.
Mojo in this time is saying that she doesn't want to do the reading, basically, and that she's
it's
she's
so
not
annoying.
even going to the wedding. Right?
She's also
so
saying that
annoying.
It's a dreadful reading that she would never have picked. Although I thought she was picking the readings.
Yeah, I did as well.
Well, but this is what happens. They say that, she's like, oh, this is what we're reading, and because Sister Veronica tells her, and she's like, well, is it too late to change it? And she's like, well, yeah, all the programs have been printed, so we can't change it. And then she says, well, it's not what I would have picked. It's like, and then Sister Veronica says, I know, but you were too sick and you couldn't pick any of them. And so that's why we had to like figure it out and then move along. And so she's like, like so ungraceful about it.
This is all part of everything's happening. And then Nurse Veronica Nurse Veronica. And then Miss Higgins is like, oh, and it's beginning to rain now as well. So we've got all these different things happening. Well, it's like complete disaster.
But before that, no, wait, hold on a second. So they're at Nonnatus House and everyone's getting ready to leave, and it's like this whole like, you know, clown car situation of like who's driving where and what and how and everything.
Yeah.
And then they say something about Sister Veronica, what about you? And it's like, oh no, like Sister Monica Joan isn't coming.
Next line. You just interrupted me saying
sorry.
this.
I thought you were jumping ahead because you said
no.
The now it's
do
raining
it in chronological order.
The now it's raining line doesn't come until later.
No, it was before.
Oh. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Al.
No, it's fine. You've literally just said it. But I've just thought, poor Sister Veronica. She was like saying she's not a lover of parties, but she looked crestfallen.
Oh my God, she was just saying that to make no one feel bad. Like, she was thinking of others, and then the second they drove off, she was like, oh, I'm so bummed. This is like the wedding of the century, and I want to go so bad.
Well, it would be a really badass wedding, because it's like, I bet, tell you who would think would be really excited about this wedding? Rebecca. Because, like, it's like a silver service at a really posh Chelsea, wouldn't you, Bex?
Oh my God.
Yeah. You would be. I'd be a bit nervous that I'd do stuff wrong, but Becky'd be in her element.
Oh, well, I mean, even if you did stuff wrong, like, my God, everything's just so deluxe.
Yeah.
How could you
not?
But
it's a wedding, so you're just surrounded by people that it's not like going somewhere really posh where you're with strange posh people.
This is how posh people think. She's just above us. She knows how to act in these situations.
Alex
That's what I'm saying, Bex. You're comfortable.
No, Alex, you make out like you're not.
I'm not posh, Bex.
No, but I'm not any posher than you.
That's not true, is it, Jen?
Yeah, I think
you've
right about that,
come from a much posher upbringing than me.
Absolutely not true.
Foreign holidays.
Yeah, but I didn't have Hermes scarves.
Neither did I.
I know, but like we've all had our upbringings, but like think about how we live our lives now and like what we choose for ourselves now and everything. You're Bex, like,
I take offense to this.
No, it's not a good or bad thing. It's like Alex is just
I do. You've offended me.
How is that offensive? You're posher than me. You
pretend you're not, but you're so middle class.
I'm not saying I'm not middle class. I'm just saying you're more comfortable in those kind of situations. You like them. You like the royals. You like that kind of thing.
You know more about luxury, life of luxury.
Weekend.
Did you say shooting weekend?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Also, I just love how like I'm not even part of this because I'm just
you're
like
American.
So I'm by definition just bottom of the barrel, just like, you know, cheapo, creepo. Yeah, absolutely. I know.
So you've just not got our heritage.
Yeah.
So anyway, now cut to I'm doing it chronologically on the wedding day, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cut to Sheila making Patrick take the coat off because she's like, you're sitting on the coattails.
Yeah, and I think he should have taken this off.
I mean, I was with him. I was a bit like, why does it matter? You're gonna be sat down in the chair.
I sweat when I get nervous, so I would have
Well, the thing is, the first thing they're gonna do at the church is just sit down again. So and no one's like looking at your butt all day. I'm sorry. I was like, this is not really a problem.
Well, it's a good job he did, because I don't even know what happened around the corner. Can I just say the accident? I'm sorry.
Oh, that was the most ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
But also not enough speed, and it was way too near them. Do you know what I mean?
We should say that Lizzie has gone into labour. She's only just starting to have twinges, but her and Arnold do this whole acting thing to make out like she's in really like advanced labour, and they've got to leave then and there.
But also, what does Arnold do? Because the moms come in and they're both like cluck, 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 cluck. And Arnold is like, listen, both of you, stop. This is about me and Lizzie. We're the only ones going to the maternity ward. Leave us alone. Like, we'll see you after, kind of a thing. And it's like he finally took a stand.
And I thought Lizzie was quite, she was hanging out the window waving.
She was so excited. She wasn't thinking anything
but
was amiss.
Should you really be hanging out the window?
Well, no, but the thing is, like, I wish they had not because I wanted it to be like worse or more gory or whatever, but I wish it had been like two cars like head-on collision.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't it looks like he literally like just stopped at the side of the road and then it's like this fatal car accident. Like, it didn't seem like a real enough accident for what the outcome was, and I just wish that it had been like, so she seemed more real.
Yeah, so she seemingly didn't have a seatbelt on, so she's hit the windscreen and then died instantly.
Yeah, I mean, no one really had seatbelts back then, but...
Do you remember when we went to that talk, Alex?
Yeah.
And Heidi Thomas referenced this.
Oh,
and she said that that because it seems really extreme, but there were actual examples of this where they've like basically delivered a baby in this situation. And she said it was with the advent of like more and more people having their own cars, moving away from home births to hospital births. Did I say births? Births.
I mean, we all knew what you meant, and it was great.
Yeah.
I said birth.
So she was channeling America. So then
Yeah.
Lizzie obviously dies, and it's awful. And
Well, girls,
obviously,
I
Dr.
thought
Turner and Sheila are there.
in my memory, I thought it was him that died, and then not her. And so when they pulled her out and she was laying there, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. And then it really, like, even though I was, as soon as I heard that crash, I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, because it was like what I had been dreading.
Well, two
But
minutes before as
it was
well, sorry, just when
horrible.
they got in the car, Dr. Tim was like, oh, his bag's still in the car. I remember the first time I watched this thinking something bad's going to happen then, because if he's left his bag in the car and they've referenced it, we now know his bag's in
Absolutely.
the car.
Yeah,
Exactly what happened.
absolutely.
So then
Well,
Dr.
and
Turner and
even
Sheila,
Arnold says to her, he's like, "Do you want me to drive 60 and get there in 2 minutes?" And she's like, "No, no, drive safe." And he was like, "Okay." But then you're
And then
like,
he's
"Is he
not.
pushed
gonna
into a wall.
drive?"
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, literally, yeah.
And then they have to deliver the baby by
Oh
sea.
my
Oh,
God.
just
Well, the
Sheila
thing
and
is,
Dr. Turner just.
oh, but before that
The
though, like
rasping
let's
into
just
the
say like they
bleh.
pulled her out and and they were like, "Wait a minute, no, Lizzie." And like Sheila comes over and everything and she's like, "Oh my God." And they take her pulse and like Dr. Turner has a stethoscope and everything and he's like, "She's already passed away," which is really horrible. And then he has to get up and go get Tim to help him hold Arnold back because Arnold realizes he's like, "Where's Lizzie?" And so he's running around to try to see if he can see her and he's like, "No, no, no." And then Dr. Turner makes it out like Lizzie's still alive
Yeah.
and they're taking care of her and he needs to just worry about himself and stand over there because he doesn't want to see any of this. And Tim has to try to help him and he's like bitten down on his tongue, which was like really gross, but like we
Yeah.
didn't see it, but it just like ugh.
Yeah.
And so he's like absolutely like losing his mind, Arnold is, poor Arnold. And then they go back and like talk to her again and like Sheila is talking to her as if she's still alive.
Yeah.
And then they both look at each other and then they say, "Well, listen, you know what we have to do because Sheila's found a heartbeat in the womb."
Oh, Christ alive, I wrote. Literally Christ alive. It was absolutely horrendous.
Oh,
Like literally
horrible.
reaching into bleh.
And I text Alex and Jen in our group chat and was like, Jesus effing Christ.
You said it was harrowing. Yeah, you said you're
But the
exactly
face,
right.
what got me was as well, that while they were doing this operation, her face was covered with his wedding jacket. It was just so sad and graphic
Oh.
I
and pulling the baby out. I was just like, bleh.
and I was like, he is not getting his deposit back.
And her outfit
Mm.
was really, but so anyway, so they had the baby daughter who looks just like Arnold, loads of hair and eyes like pennies, just like you always dreamed of. Again, Sheila remember exactly what Lizzie you had told her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
And they're talking to Lizzie as if again like she's still there, which was really breaking my
now,
heart.
while this scene was happening, which I thought was very poignant, we then go to Matthew and Jonty, who obviously had been
Oh.
another child and father left on their own by a wife.
Yeah.
By wife dying. So Matthew and John to this big speech about thinking they were alone, but now they are not. And I just thought they've done that to kind of show exactly what's to come for Arnold and the baby Lizzie. So hopefully, in
Oh.
the future, their life will be
Oh.
changed and not be so alone. But obviously, at the moment, it would seem very, very desperate.
Well, I just
Now,
loved when John T when he says something like we were alone but now we're not is and he says I don't know what he says but it's something like isn't that right, bud? And little John T goes like yeah. Like it was
yeah.
just he just was like uh-huh. And like it was so and then he picks him up and he gives him a hug and I just oh the tears were so flowing girls for me. Oh,
Well,
they
I
were.
want to know how early they were for this wedding because Sheila was like, we're going to change our clothes. And as Lizzie said, again, verbatim, go where love is because that's where the life is. And like,
Well, and then
how they've managed to scrub up completely all of them and then running. They were a bit late, but not so late that they missed the whole thing. Like you'd think they'd have to go back, get all their, do you know what I mean?
well, but the thing
Also,
is, Dr. Turner, sorry. But the thing is, Dr. Turner was already late because he'd made a pit stop to do the
Yeah,
stitches on the lady that had given birth before. And the whole thing was that they had to bring his outfit and everything in the car,
yeah.
and they didn't have time to drop the medical bag off, which is why they kept it in the car. So they were already running. And so, like, at the very
Maybe the
least, they were
Turners
going to
just
have to
think
go.
being 3 hours early for a wedding's late.
Well, I mean, who knows? But it was like, I mean, I didn't think that they like took showers or anything again. Like, I thought they just were
Yeah,
like wiping off their face and just putting on different formal wear. But the other part that kind of was like to your point about like she loved life and life was about family or whatever was when they're like the three of them are like walking away from the crime, like the car accident scene, and Dr. Turner's like, "What are you even supposed to do on a day like this?" And then Tim goes, "That's the terror and beauty of it all, like the horror of and like magic of life that we get to be a privilege to be." And I was like, "Tim, calm down, okay?"
but
Like,
that's what he said to them. Do you remember when it was the gastroenteritis thing, when the little
I know
baby
that's
was
what
dying?
yeah, it is what he said, but I just was like,
Yeah,
okay.
but again, he's just remembering every single bloody word he said to
I
him.
know. It just felt
Sometimes
kind
my
of
husband says
canned,
stuff to me and he's
honestly.
like, I said this to you last week, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I can't remember what you said. Like,
I I couldn't tell you what I said at the beginning of this podcast, to be honest with you. Like, no.
I just don't know how they went from that. Like, they literally cut someone open in the street.
Ugh.
Tim, I know he's at medical school, but still. And then they just calmly go to the church.
They followed love. That's what they did.
Wow. Well, guess who else turned up at the church, though? Guess who else turned up at the church?
The fact that Sheila had a whole other wedding appropriate outfit.
I know, that's what I thought as well. So anyway.
The thing is, a lot of their clothes are wedding appropriate, but okay, yeah.
Cut to a fire alarm at the hotel. And then it's like cut to Trixie walking down the aisle. And John T running to Trixie, which was really sweet.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then cut to the
Turners. Shown that much affection for John T, if we're honest.
Well, they just haven't had that much scenes together, you know?
Yeah. So anyway, the Turners are now in the car outside and they've turned up. They see Sister Veronica turn up and then there's a taxi turn up all at the same time. And they hear on the radio, they hear on the radio that Ormond's hotel's been ablaze.
Yeah, not just on fire, ablaze. But Sister Veronica arriving on the scooter, hilarious.
Oh, I loved it.
You know what wasn't hilarious? Sister Monica Joan making such a huge fuss about how she couldn't go to the wedding. And then 10 minutes later, Sister Veronica goes to check on her. She's gone. Didn't tell anyone where she was going. Turned up at the wedding, walked into it, interrupted it, sat down, got up, read something that nobody approved before she started reading it, and then she added her own little addendum at the end. I was like, ma'am,
you know what annoyed me about that though? Number one, her saying on occasion with God's will, I will rally. Right now, on occasion with God's will, I rally. Right now, this really annoyed me because she didn't think of telling Sister Veronica. Sister Veronica could have got them both a taxi, so Sister Veronica wasn't on her own at home.
Yes.
So she basically made Sister Veronica miss it, most of it, right?
Yep.
Then she changed the reading. What a little cow. But then, do you know what really annoyed me? That it was like this perfect thing she'd done. You're just like, no, it wouldn't be. Just annoying.
I know.
So I don't think the vicar could have looked down his nose at two nuns coming in late.
Yeah.
Like, of all the people you're gonna...
Yeah.
Well, everybody else that was late just was like, oh, sorry. Like, just like literally snuck in and like sat at the back on the side.
Yeah, but they went to the front, yeah.
Yeah, and she just literally was like, clomp, 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 clomp. Hello, I'm here. You know, like it was, I mean, she did have a good reading. That's the one thing I will give her, but like, everything else was so unforgivable that it irritated me to the point of insanity. And I just was like, I cannot abide this.
Then they had the celebration at Nonnatus House and they somehow managed to get fairy lights up. They got a fish and chip van. They got people with winkle. It was like the most amazing, like I couldn't organise that in 2 weeks. Like it was absolutely fantastic. Although they did get a chimney sweep, which was good.
We should say as well, there's a point where someone says to Jeffrey, should we tell her about the fire? And he says, I think we should get some pictures of the bride before she's hysterical. So wise.
That is
also, I loved when it was raining and the girls were coming out and somebody said something about we're going to be late if we don't go. And Trixie said, well, I want to be fashionably late. Like, it's okay that I'm like still like not getting ready to leave. And Jeffrey was like, at this rate, it's going to be unfashionably late. And then he's like, I'm going in there. And he just like got her in there and like frog marched her out and was just like, we're done. I'm not messing around with this anymore. I can't be bothered.
I do have to say their wedding is so on brand for now because with like the mobile food trucks and stuff, that's what you'd have at a modern wedding.
Yeah, they do, which did look lovely, don't get me wrong, but as if it'd be that easy to organise. Poor Arnold at the end with the mums supporting each other at the side. Do you know what annoyed me though? There's no chance in hell he wouldn't be dead annoyed with them because they had to leave to go then and not have the baby at home because of them arguing and them putting pressure on her and stuff. There's no chance in hell he wouldn't be all bitter and angry.
Yeah, but he crashed the car.
I know he did, but the only reason they were out and not having the baby at home is because of them two.
Yeah, right? I know, but if you start down that road of like, it's your fault, it's your fault.
He was a man, of course he would. Although they called the baby Lizzie U, which I liked.
Oh, another thing that kept me sobbing. Jeez.
What I will say, because Trixie does say at one point, like the Chelsea wedding, like suit is appropriate for the wedding, but she really wants like a good old East End knees up, and that's what she gets. But what was my point?
Was it about Nancy?
No, it would have been cold. It would have been so cold. It was the end of November, and I noticed it was the 23rd of November because I looked at Lizzie's birthday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Nice.
So it would have been cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and also...
What did we talk about? What did we think of a dress, by the way?
I wasn't keen. I liked it in practice, but I tell you what, I don't like a boat neck.
I really liked it. I thought it looked beautiful. I thought it might be a bit of Meghan Markle's.
Yeah.
It did. If it hadn't had the full skirt, it would have been very Meghan Markle-ish. Yes, exactly right. I liked it. It didn't have like a
Maybe that's what Meghan Markle modelled it on.
oh
Maybe took a photo of Trixie's wedding. Actually, who
Trixie.
got married first?
wait, Meghan Markle or Trixie?
Yeah, I mean in actual time, not like I know she was
Oh,
1960. Yeah,
I think. Well, wait. Actually, maybe Meghan Markle got married
yeah, I
first.
think she might have.
Oh, maybe they've copied.
Yes,
No.
well, they were a copy, but yeah.
Huh,
Should we talk really
interesting.
quick about Sister Julienne as well?
Oh
So
yeah,
she's just kind of popping in, and she wasn't really in this episode much. She was kind of popping in and out,
yeah.
and she like doing all weird scheming things about the principal nursing officers ready to see you and speaking to Mother Mildred and all this kind of stuff. And she was saying about in
Mm-hmm.
defense mode, animals can roll up smaller, they can puff themselves up to make themselves as big as possible, and basically telling Nurse Crane about the fact that they're going to be doing a young students program for 2 years. They've got a stay of execution because Matthew has bought the Nonnatus house because she got Cyril to survey it for her.
Like literally the building. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
And
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have more student midwives. She's teamed up with St. Cuthbert's, signed a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
They're going to have student midwives. Oh, should we talk briefly about Phyllis being really upset?
Yes.
Oh, about Nancy. Yeah.
So, and I need to talk about this. When Trixie opens the post and she opens a post and it says, Dear Nurse Corrigan.
She should have stopped there.
Yeah.
That's what my point is. Why didn't she stop reading at that point? She carried on reading, saying like, "We're delighted to give you like the position of." Then she stopped. Why were you open Nancy's post?
Yeah. I mean, they clearly had to do it because of the TV show, but it was like it didn't seem. I wish they hadn't done that. It didn't seem real at all.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no way. Like, also, like it would have been addressed to Nancy, like at Nonnatus house. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But Phyllis is upset. So firstly, that Nancy's going, even though she says first off that she could very easily be replaced. Then she's quite upset about Trixie going off, and she kind of says to Sister Julienne, like she's heading off like they all. I think when is she talking about Trixie at this point or Nancy? But she says she's heading off like they all head off, and like she says about having like the young people around, like they look outward and upward. And she just says, I really felt Phyllis in this moment when she was like, she really felt she was being left behind.
Yeah. And also it's just she was like, is this what it feels like to have children? And Sister Julienne was like, I think so, basically. Like, yeah. Because they love them.
Yeah, I think you can feel that way with whether you have children or not. You know what I mean? Because I think Phyllis
Yeah,
is
but
in
that's
a
what I think
place
she was saying. Is this exactly the same feeling? Sister Julienne was like, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I think, and I think there's like a thing about when you get to a certain place in life, especially like later middle age, like because Phyllis isn't really like a senior yet. You know, she's just kind of a little
Well,
bit.
she is though, isn't she? Because we know she's past retirement age.
Yeah,
Which was
yeah.
35 in 1968.
I know, for real, for real. I just feel like it's like she, you know, like when you're kind of like the young, you know, like up and comer and like the one who's, you know, like Phyllis is like at the sorry. Phyllis is more at the end of her career than at the beginning. And I think she is feeling for many reasons, of which all that you guys said absolutely. But I think it's natural that she's feeling like kind of, am I starting to be like an old relic? Like, am I starting to get left behind? Am I starting to kind of be, you know, in the dust a little bit? Like, not that
Yeah.
it's right or, you know, not, you know what I mean? But I just think that's a
Yeah.
feature of
I mean,
aging
not
as well, you
everyone
know?
can stay relevant and have a podcast. Do you know what I mean? So
I know. It's true. It's true.
any more points about this? It was a brilliant episode, but also very I feel like we've kind of darted about, but we haven't been able to not dart about because it's been quite hard to navigate.
Yeah, there's not that
Yes.
everything was so interlinked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like Fred and Vi were a bit testy with each other. Like Fred, you know, like Vi was like,
She was
"Oh,
running
Fred."
weddings. She was doing the bridesmaid dresses. She was sorting out all of the stuff. Like I can see why.
Yeah, and then he was like, "I swear I haven't eaten one cream pie out of line since I did the fitting or whatever, you know." Da, da, da. And
Is this the
yeah.
start of a coercive control storyline?
I think we covered it. I mean, gosh, it was funny because the first half of the episode, I was like, "Oh, this is nice. This is sweet. This is kind of, you know, like Call the Midwife, like fun zaniness or whatever like that." And then it just got so, and then I just absolutely like just cried my eyes out for the last like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I just
So, shall we
so
do
intense.
heroes and zeros?
Yeah.
Bexton,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
do I do mine?
Yeah, you go.
My zero is going to be the car accident. I just think awful.
Yeah.
My hero is Jeffrey. It was just an absolute ray of light, absolutely gorgeous having him there. He was brilliant. He organised that. He's just fantastic. What a welcome addition to the cast.
My 0 is going to be Sister Monica Joan.
Good one.
Because it, like, the melancholy, it just made no sense. And then what brought her out of it? That made no sense.
Yeah,
just ugh. And then my hero is going to be Sister Veronica.
Loved it.
Because she took one for the team to stay behind.
That was very kind of her.
Yeah. And I would have just left Sister Monica Joan on her own.
With all the windows and doors open.
Yes. I will say that my 0 will be
the tiara.
Huh?
Cyril?
The tiara.
Oh yeah. Actually, I will. Yeah, my 0 will be Trixie.
No, Cyril would never be a 0.
No, not Cyril this time. No. My 0 will be Trixie having the attitude she had about the whole tiara business. It made sense because when you're in that frame of mind, you're like just totally completely like kind of losing your touch with reality. Yeah, exactly. But I just it was too much. Like for as much grace as I can give her, like it was still too much, and I just didn't think it was fair. And then to be like, oh no, I'm not gonna wear it after all, and like, you know, it's like, I don't know. It just that just felt like an annoying storyline to me. But I have to tell you, I also want Sister Monica Joan to be a 0 too for me as well.
I mean, so do I. Yeah.
I mean, she was just so annoying. And you know what I have just really, I'll make this point really fast. She is constantly saying how much she wants to be included in things and like have a job to do and be a part of stuff and like the center of attention and like all that kind of business. And they gave her a perfect opportunity to do that. And then she was like, no, I don't want to do it that way. And then she still went and did it and did the center of attention. It was just, I was like.
But it was perfect. And that's what annoyed me even more.
Oh, it was like.
I mean, it wasn't perfect. It was awful. It was really cringeworthy. But do you know what I mean? To them, they were like, oh.
Yeah. And then my hero is going to be, my hero will be the women for pulling it all off. The health farm, the wedding itself, pivoting to a different wedding after the first wedding, like completely
Higgins
went
with
belly
the milk,
up.
Violet with the costumes.
With the flowers, with the making the pillbox hat last minute, like coming up with something, borrowed something, the whole thing, like literally saving Trixie from like 85 meltdowns because you know that there were so many more than just the ones we saw. And I'm telling you, this was like truly the womening in the best way women can
have
women.
A special shout out for Dr. Turner and Sheila?
Yeah,
for a hero for the cesarean by the road, which is not often.
Oh my God, that's so traumatizing. I can't even imagine. Yeah.
So next week we will be doing the Christmas special.
Ooh.
So make sure you tune into that one. And then we'll be doing listener specials, guys. So we've not done them for a while. So I think there's probably going to be 2 episodes of that maybe, but we'll see. So we've got a lot, but we've just not read out for ages. So so thank you so much for listening. Please follow us on social media. Also, we lost our Facebook page, so you might think you've already followed us. Just check, because I've got sent invites to a lot of people and no one's accepted them. So just, watch that. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.